2K Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the NBA.
The Timberwolves clearly know how to dress. Getting off the bus earlier on, hoping to secure a win away from home. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter is David Aldridge. DA, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. The Mavs have put the ball in Luka Doncic's hands and asked him to create. Coach Jason Kidd said, "I don't know if anybody told Picasso he had to use all the paints, but I just want to remind him that he can rely on his teammates. His teammates are going to be there to help him." Good words from a great point guard, Kevin.
Indeed, that's high praise. A Hall of Famer, DA. Thanks. And coming down the stretch here, Greg, a lot left to decide, especially for teams on the playoff bubble.
And Kevin, the play-in tournaments add another level of complexity. I'll say this, the league now has more teams fighting all the way to the end.
And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Two big men inside, Towns and Gobert. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. And it's Conley in at the point guard. And for Dallas, Green is out there with Reggie Bullock. Then there's Luka Doncic. Then there's Dwight Powell. And it's Irving at the two guard. Now here's Green. Powell finds Irving. Now here's Doncic. And that's going to be too many steps. Gets the whistle on the travel.
Minnesota ball.
Now here's Conley. Two free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
And for years, Mike Conley had an interesting title, the best player to never make an All-Star game. Well, that changed in 2021 when Conley was named an All-Star.
And that one falls for Conley. For Mike Conley, year 13 was lucky for him, going to that first All-Star game.
And that was the longest wait ever to become an All-Star. Conley, 33 at the time of that first selection, just shows you the work ethic of Mike, always trying to improve.
And good on the second, so he makes them both.
Making it look effortless. Send this guy to the stripe, he's going to cash in more than not.
Here's Doncic. Fast contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Tell you what, guys, that's not an easy finish, but somehow Doncic makes it look rather effortless.
Karl Anthony Towns.
And you watch the way Doncic runs this offense. He's become a master at the pick and roll. Incredible to see someone run it to perfection.
Shooting one.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And with Doncic in the pick and roll game, he's so good at such a young age.
It's amazing how well he reads the defense, but he can also freeze the defender or create confusion with that hesitation. He has all the tricks to run it.
Now here's Gobert. His last outing, 16 points for him. Edwards can't hit. Doncic against Conley. The kick out to Irving. The pass to Green. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Irving showing you he's a frame ahead of his opponent with that nice imagination on offense.
McDaniels passes to Gobert. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now, here's Doncic. His scoring average of about 32.5 points a game tells you all you need to know about how dangerous a player he can be. On the wing, Green. McDaniels defending. And McDaniels with the block. We're just about 2 minutes into the first quarter. Back to Edwards. And Edwards with the stuff.
Explosive play in the air by Edwards, and perfectly timed, too, for the alley-oop slam.
And the question for the Mavs is simple. How do you best build around Luka Doncic? They'll try to answer that in the coming years.
Now, here's Doncic. Outside, Green. Just 5 on the clock. Green missing again.
Well, he's got a great stroke. That one almost dropped.
And Greg, it just seems for the Mavs it's all about finding the right fit for the role players.
And that's why this team was willing to move on from Porzingis. Going forward, you could see them look a lot like the Harden-era Rockets.
Here's Green. Anthony Edwards making his last shot.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
And man, is this team on a roll right now offensively, Greg. So fun to watch.
They're playing with so much confidence, which is why they're tearing it up on this end. And since being the first pick of the 2020 draft, Anthony Edwards has not disappointed.
I'll tell you something, partner.
Taking 2 shots.
Timberwolves got that one right. Did they ever? I mean, we knew about his nuclear athleticism, but the leadership, the work ethic, the ability to impact winning also have been evident. This is a multi-time All-Star going forward.
The first free throw is good. And you look at Anthony Edwards, and GA, he is becoming the leader of this Timberwolves team, isn't he?
I think he is. I mean, partly it's his production with his numbers up across the board, but it's also his personality. He plays with tremendous swagger.
And it's a completely new group on the floor for the Mavericks. Big group substitution now for Minnesota. Reed, he's checked in for Gobert. Anderson comes in for Towns. Prince is checked in for McDaniels. And it's Noel in for Mike Conley.
How about the work ethic of Anthony Edwards? Not to mention that linebacker build and the sweet shooting stroke. But what he wants most is to see his team succeed. That's what you love about AE.
Now here's Hardaway. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Here's Harden. The putback, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
Yeah, you know, with his size and presence in the post, McGee has a lot of value on the offensive glass.
Pass to Noel. Wood against Anderson. Prince kicks to Edwards. Kicks it out to Prince. The three. Rebound by JaVale McGee. Mavericks trail by 3. Here's Hardaway. That one misses. For Minnesota, they've gone 3 of 5 shooting the ball so far. And looks like the illegal pick was set. Yep, that's right. That'll get their attention.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet weren't set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, I agree. You know, sometimes that can be a tough call for the refs to make, but not that time. It was easy there.
Getting another opportunity here to see that powerful rejection.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And the officials will call the illegal swing right there.
Minnesota ball.
Maxi Kleber, he's checked in for Dallas.
Maxi Kleber.
Timberwolves leading by 3. Now Anderson, he's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet. Hardaway against Prince. Pass to Noel with the shot. The Timberwolves again can't hit.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Here's Holiday. Good D by Anderson. Prince against Hardaway. Prince dishes to Anderson. The shot will not fall.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. Minnesota on top, leading by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Timberwolves?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look at the energy, the effort defensively. They put it all out there in that opening quarter.
And in the last decade, defenses switching on screens has increased dramatically. Is this the new normal, you think?
Kevin, I think so. I think teams that switch well tend to defend well because switching can create mismatches, but it's harder to punish those now with all the help defense.
On the court for the Timberwolves as our second quarter is underway. Underneath in the post, Towns and Gobert. Conley out there with Austin Rivers, and it's McDaniels in at the 3, the small forward. And here is Doncic. Outside Irving. From 13, that one goes in. Irving's got his first basket.
You know, I like Irving's creativity, but also his discipline offensively. He'll take whatever's available.
Back to Conley. Pass to Rivers. Misses the layup. And so Doncic will bring it up for Dallas. It's a 3-point game. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with San Antonio.
Well, they made a few key shots, but missed many more. It was a rough night for them offensively.
And you know what? If you're not going to outwork your opposition, then you typically are going to get outplayed.
And you look at all the things Doncic can do. One in particular, he can control the pace of the game.
And, Greg, I love that about him. His size, his strength, his savvy, his skill set. You really can't speed him up at the offensive end. Everything he does is at his pace and his tempo. He methodically breaks you down.
And it's going to be a 24-second shot clock violation. They turn it over. Reggie Bullock, he's checked in for Maxi Kleba. Edwards, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Timberwolves have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. There's the pass to McDaniels. The Mavericks pull it in. The last time these two clubs came together was also in this building, with an unfortunate ending for the home team.
And they lost a close one last time they saw each other. And you have to think that it was the foul trouble that really kept them from getting the win.
When you are in foul trouble, it makes you less aggressive defensively. And when that's the case, it's hard to offer the kind of resistance that you need to. That was in the back of the mind, the foul trouble they were in.
Doncic passes to Green. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That's on Jaden McDaniels.
Really the right play defensively. If you can't block, force him to the line.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
That's good from Green.
You know, when it comes to the Minnesota Timberwolves, for so long, they've struggled to be competitive. But recently, I think they've started to turn things around. I mean, they've got a nice core. They got a taste of the playoffs recently, and now look to build on that.
JaVale McGee's checked in for Powell. Both free throws good from Green. And for the Timberwolves, Clark getting the #1 pick in the 2020 draft certainly helped their turnaround.
Yeah, that's rocket fuel when you're trying to move up, and they got a good one, a special one in Anthony Edwards. That guy is going to help them take major strides forward. This is an organization clearly on the rise.
Offensive rebound. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Second personal foul.
It's on JaVale McGee.
Showing determination inside. Towns absorbs the contact and gets the whistle.
Hey, guys, how about the dominant young career Karl Anthony Towns is having?
Very few can dominate like he can, Kevin. Towns is a monster. I mean, averaging a double-double every year of his career so far. So valuable in what he brings to the table.
And the first one drops.
Well, one of the ways you mark consistency is looking at a player's efficiency rating, and Katz is generally among the best in the league.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for the Mavericks. Minnesota also making some changes. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Gobert. And it's Kyle Anderson in for McDaniels. And he can't hit the second.
And the assets traded by the Wolves for Rudy Gobert surprised a lot of people. In essence, 5 first-round picks, 3 of them unprotected. They better hope this thing works out. A lot riding on it.
Now Conley following the three-point attempt by Kyrie Irving. Edwards, that's good.
Well, the defense trying to throw Edwards off with some contact, but he smartly stays focused on his shot.
Doncic kicks to Irving. Pass to Hardaway. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves leading by 3. And the call on the shot sends him to the line.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
And look at how the hustle game has been going for the Timberwolves.
They've not been passive at all on defense early on. Challenging shots, and it's resulted in a number of blocks.
And the other thing, I love how they're playing up tonight, getting into ball handlers and forcing some turnovers.
First one falls for Christian Woods checked in for the Mavericks. Hardy comes in for Doncic. Timberwolves also changing it up. Taurean Prince, he's checked in for Towns. And it's Noel in for Mike Conley. So he gets them both. And in the second quarter, a little under 3.5 minutes played already. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Now here's Hardy. No points in the game yet for him. It's hauled in by Edwards.
Clearly the defense could have been better there, guys, but he also needs to convert that.
It's good.
Well, that's good work by Prince there, spotting the open man and then putting the ball on target on time, right in the shooting pocket.
And Dallas calls their first time out of the game.
They're trying to stem the tide here.
Yeah, you know, they had to do something, anything to stop this run. You can't just let it go on any longer.
Holiday's checked in. There's 1:17 left in the first half of basketball. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Here's Hardy. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Here's McGee. No good, unable to end this run. Timberwolves leading by 7. Anderson passes to Noel. Edwards dishes to Prince. Back to Edwards. They grabbed their own miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
To the inside. Hardy lays it up and in off the pretty assist.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
And so Edwards will bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Leading by 5. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Yeah, nowhere near at their best throughout the course of that game. A scrappy performance, but in the end, just not enough.
Yeah, a lot of character on display, a lot of guts. You're right. Even as shaky as they were, I would guess they felt they let one get away from them.
Noel passes to Prince from deep, and that would have counted, but his shot was off the mark this time. And so it's Minnesota in the driver's seat, up 8 points at the end of the quarter. They've been playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Carl, you guys have built a lead. What is the key to maintaining or increasing it going it forward?
I mean, don't change what we're doing. Just stay together, keep passing the ball, keep playing great defense, and just keep making them think and make decisions, especially the difficult ones.
You had the advantage in the first half. We'll see if you can keep that advantage in the second half. Thanks for your time, man. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter of action following halftime.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is right here. Say hey to the folks, Kenny.
Hey, folks.
Say hey to the folks, Shaq.
Hey, folks.
Hi, folks.
Hey, let's get this party started. Okay. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. And in that period, the most they trailed by was 3. After a solid second quarter, they built their lead to 8 at halftime. And Shaq, what do you think about what we saw from Minnesota?
Their efforts in the paint have really paid dividends. It's been a focal point for them, not so much for the other team. That's been the difference in the game.
And Kenny, how do you think the Mavericks will play?
Hey, Ernie, it's not hard to see while they're down at this point. They're not even shooting 35% from the field. They've got to come up with some new wrinkles. If they could create better shots, then they have a better chance.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half. About to get underway.
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. You know, Anthony Edwards has been exceptional here, guys.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
And you know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Timberwolves leading by 8. We've got Doncic. Reggie Bullock is out there with Green. And it's Kyrie Irving. And it's Powell in at the 5 down low. That's the lineup in the game for Dallas. Here's Irving. Lays it in off the breakaway. Irving's got 7.
Kyrie never backs off on the defensive end. Always scrapping and hustling.
That was a second look at our Mobile One drive. Amazing control on display.
This team needed a spark, and boy, did they get one with that incredible attack at the rim.
Towns is doubled. Back to McDaniel. Goes back up. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Well, I like the way Towns plays such a physical style. It's tough on the officials, but the fact that he doesn't mind initiating contact gets him to the strike.
He's made 1 and missed 1 so far in the game.
One of the areas where he has excelled all season long. How about 87% from the line?
And fellas, I think you have to like his improvements over his free throw numbers from a year ago. It's not a significant number or a huge amount, but it's improvement nonetheless.
And the first one drops. And Towns drops them both. And the Mavericks with possession here. Trailing here by 8. Outside Irving. Back to Doncic. Outside Green. Shot clock at 6. Fires the 3. No good that time, so Minnesota will take it the other way.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Clark, when the Mavs traded for Rajon Rondo during the 14-15 season, Dwight Powell was included in that package, and he's still with them.
Yeah, you know, Rondo spent just a half season with the Mavs, and really at that point in time was in the second half of his career, while Powell has been there ever since and is a nice foundational piece. I mean, they love his work ethic, and he's a key part of their rotation, and I don't see that changing.
Now here's Towns. Over Irving. Kept alive. Arm's length from the hoop. He knocks it down. Gobert's got 6.
He knows his job. Gobert is there to own the glass and cash in on as many second chance opportunities as he can.
Here's Irving. He's got 7.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Out of bounds. It'll be Mavericks ball. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
And a block like that sends a message. One that says we're not giving up this lead.
Austin Rivers, he's checked in for Minnesota.
Austin Rivers.
Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. Doncic with it. It's rebounded by Towns. Towns has got 5 rebounds tonight.
This is turning into a slow start here in the second half. Seems like they left that offense in the locker room. Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Boy, the defense looks shell-shocked. I mean, they're on the ropes right now, on their heels.
Here's Irving. Michael Conley making his last shot. Irving passes to Green. And that's out of bounds. Dallas will retain possession. A different look for Dallas. Maxi Kleba, he's checked in for Reggie Bullock. Hardaway is subbed in for Josh Green. Anderson, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Minnesota on D. The 12-point lead, their biggest of the game. And that one's good. Doncic.
You know, often once Luka gets the ball, it's all over. It's all she wrote. He's well positioned to finish that catch and shoot.
Conley kicks to Rivers. Just under 3.5 minutes played here in the third quarter. Here's Anderson. It's deflected.
Like seeing Powell flex his muscle on the defensive end. Really good at timing his jump to block the shots.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Dallas calls timeout.
Well, it's been an express lane
to the rim. Coach can't be happy about that.
And, you know, I think he's going to tell them simply, we have to show more fight on the interior. That's the top priority right now.
For some changes, Christian Wood comes in for Dwight Powell, and it's Hardy in for Luka Doncic. Reed, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Noel comes in for Michael Conley. That one goes. Count it.
You know, coaches will take possessions like that all day long. Phenomenal use of the screen there.
And like so many stars from afar, Maxi Kleber won his share of awards back home.
Yeah, found a lot of success playing in Germany. NBA scouts watch foreign leagues very closely to find guys just like Maxi. Well, you got to mind your business around Irving when you've got the ball. He'll pick your pocket in no time.
And it's Anderson with the ball for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They've held a 12-point lead early. Here's Noel. Pocket 6. He kicks to Rivers. Minnesota gets it back. And a new shot clock of 14 seconds.
Maxi Kleber. First personal foul. Second team foul.
This is his first chance at the line tonight.
Shooting for Minnesota. Naz Reid taking 2 shots.
The first one falls. Justin Holiday's checked in for the Mavericks. Timberwolves also changing it up. Edwards comes in for Austin Rivers. And it's Conley in for Noel. That's also good, so he hits both free throws.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
Yeah, they've not missed a single foul shot this half, and that's taking care of business, fellas.
Hardaway for 3. That shot off. And Minnesota now the other way. Passes to Edwards. 16 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. The layup off target. That will count. It's not going to go for him. And so it's Minnesota going into the break with a 10-point lead. A good size advantage, and they'll look to increase it. Back to the action in just a minute. And now let's go back to a play from earlier as we show you our State Farm assist of the game.
It's just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. And so in the game for the Timberwolves, sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniel. 2 big men inside, Towns and Gobert. And it's Conley in at the point. Now here's Irving. From deep. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals, 5 for 8 in the game.
You know, his job is really to carry the load offensively, and that's exactly what Irving is doing tonight.
Conley finds Towns. McDaniels with the ball. Nice ball movement by Minnesota. Pass to Edwards. Launches a 3. The Mavericks pull it in.
Kevin, you can understand the shot selection. I mean, he wanted to go back at him and just came up short on the triple.
Stolen by Conley. To the paint. Here's McDaniels. Goes straight through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Kyrie Irving.
Rising and punching it on the young fella. You know he loves having that much of a height advantage. Best chance to get yourself on the highlight reel.
One shot.
Mavericks trail by 10. Doncic kicks to Green. Back to Doncic. Over Conley. Now trying to free himself up. And it's Doncic. That time on the assist by Green.
Doncic, such a difficult matchup. Too big for a guard, too skilled for most wings. Luka is simply a problem in capital letters, exclamation point.
Minnesota calls timeout.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Get out of your seat and on your feet for the D-Town Crew. Get out of your seat and on your feet for the D-Town Crew. Okay, fans, time to make some noise for your D-Town Crew.
Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
I was able to listen in on what Chris Finch told the team. He told them this is a game of runs. It's a game of momentum. We may have the lead now, but I'm telling you guys, it can evaporate in a hurry. Let's close this thing out. Kevin?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And so, the ball's out of bounds. Powell touched it last. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. Tipped away. 6 on the shot clock. Towns is doubled. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. So it's Minnesota now. Gobert. And it's off the back rim. No good. And so it's Doncic with it. He brings it up for the Dallas Mavericks. They played a great fourth quarter defensively, allowing only 3 points. Now, here is Irving. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a 3-point play chance for him.
And they're showing much more focus here in the second half. More effort as well. And their offense starting to show signs of life.
In a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for Minnesota.
A nice portion of their points have been earned at the line, and they've done an exceptional job creating havoc for the defense and getting fouled.
And I love the fact they kept the pressure on, really pushing that ball, running it up the floor. I love seeing that. A team staying aggressive even when they're playing well.
And Kyrie Irving, a Picasso with the ball in his hands. And like a lot of genius-level creators, he marches to the beat of his own drum.
Now, here's McDaniel. Out to Edwards. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Mavericks trail by 5. And you know, Greg, Kyrie sometimes is just a tough guy to figure out.
And the danger is pulling too much in your own direction. Even he confessed regrets about in Cleveland withdrawing from teammates and isolating himself. All part of growth.
Doncic with the block.
You know, he's not super fast, but the reflexes of Doncic are quick. He's able to jump on the shot and take it away. That's just instinct and understanding how to play.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
Taking 2 shots.
And that one misses. And he's good on the second.
That one miss was huge. He had a chance to turn this into a one-possession game.
Outside Edwards. Jacks up a 3. And they'll get another chance. And Gobert kicks to Edwards.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
4 on the clock. Minnesota needs to get off a shot here. Another miss by Minnesota. Mavericks trail by 4. And the pass to Bullock. On the wing, Irving. Over Conley. Irving can't get it to go. Minnesota's gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. Edwards can't hit. The Mavericks have gone 3-5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Out to Doncic. A step-back shot here. And on the way from Irving for 3. Got it. Number 7 on the night. 7 for 11 from the floor.
Boy, you need a confident player to get you a big bucket. And that's exactly who Irving is and what he does.
Here's Edwards. Another miss, and they desperately need a bucket. What an opportunity here.
Yeah, chance to take the lead. This is huge.
Offensive rebound. It drops.
You just love seeing a player with absolutely no fear.
Cool, calm, collected, and confident in the biggest moment of the game. Yes.
And the Timberwolves call time. They're down by 1. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. to present the New Balance Player of the Game, Michael Conley.
And I love that it's been a hard-charging performance. Jump shots has been to attack the rim and put the D in some tough spots and also finishing strong.
Now here's Edwards. Over Irving. And nothing is falling for him right now. And so it's Irving with it, bringing it up for Dallas. They played a great fourth quarter defensive, allowing only 3 points. Irving with the ball. Edwards defending. Again, Irving missing. 7-second difference, shot and game clock. Outside Edwards. Looking to get it going. It's good!
Timeout. And he is built to be the man for this team. Everyone's answering the bell and executing.
And the Mavericks call time here. They're trailing by 1. There's 18 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Seconds left in the game. Edwards against Irving. Over Edwards. Oh, off target. And they foul intentionally. They're going to have to do that now again and again. They're not in the penalty yet.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
Minnesota calls timeout. They're up by 1. 3 seconds left to play here in the fourth. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Josh Green, first personal foul, third team foul. At the line for the Timberwolves, Mike Conley. At the line for 2.
Shoot 2.
So the first one drops, and that will put them up by 2.
All eyes are on Conley, a normally confident shooter. Can he sink the free throw?
Second one is good. He both at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
That last free throw was critical. Their only choice now is to go for the three to tie.
Dallas calls timeout. They trail by 3. Just 2 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. For 3. So it's Minnesota taking the W in a close one. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much. Rudy, what did the bench do to help you get this win tonight?
They've been huge. You know, they brought us back in the game, and everyone contributed. You know, it wasn't an easy night for us at the beginning, but we kept fighting, and it's a big win for us.
I'm sure you want to keep it going, man. Congrats. Back to you guys.
David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for being with us. See you next time.